Hi to leg injury prevention training. So we have a specific exercise for the biceps femoris and exercises to train the gluteus medius. And these are a lot of one-legged exercises where we stand on one leg to train the whole stability of the ankle and knee and all, and some hip exercises to train the stability of the hips. And that all while we're trying to do intellectually, trying to learn the plot of the movie Captain Fracasse from 1961. So before we begin with the first exercise, the opening sentence of the plot of the movie Captain Fracasse from 1961. In the 17th century in France lives the Baron Philippe de Sigognac, a modest life in a crumbling castle. In the 17th century in France lives the Baron Philippe de Sigognac, a modest life in a crumbling castle. And the first exercise, it's an exercise where we stand on one leg, the other leg is up and the foot is flexed, and we swing the leg in front and to the side, in front and to the side. And this trains the whole stability of the ankle. The ankle has to work a lot, also of the knee and the hip, and the whole mobility of the hip. So the opening sentence is, in 17th century France lives the Baron Philippe de Sigognac, a modest life in a crumbling castle. And one more time, and then you change the leg. In the 17th century in France lives the Baron Philippe de Sigognac, a modest life in a crumbling castle. And the next sentence. How the story goes on. One winter day, while out riding, he encounters a group of traveling actors. Now with the other leg. Again, just a good standing leg. And the other leg swings. The foot is flexed of the leg which is swinging, and the toes of the leg which is swinging are pointing more or less forward. On one winter day, while out riding, he encounters a group of traveling actors. So from the beginning. In 17th century France lives the Baron Philippe de Sigognac, a modest life in a crumbling castle. One day, while out riding, he encounters a group of traveling actors. And we are done with this exercise. Whom Philippe joins on their journey to Paris. So he encounters a group of traveling actors whom he joins on their journey to Paris. And the next exercise, again, an exercise where we stand on one leg, and the other leg, which is up, has the foot flexed and goes in front and back, front and back. This adds a little rotation also for the knee and for the ankle. And is again a lot of work for the gluteus medius, adding to the whole stability of the leg. In 17th century France lives the Baron Philippe de Sigognac, a modest life in a crumbling castle. And we change the leg. Do the same just with the other. One day, while out riding, he encounters a group of traveling actors, whom he joins on their journey to Paris. And we are done with this leg also. Over the course of the journey, he slowly grows enamored with one of them, of the traveling actors, and her name Isabelle. Over the course of her journey, he slowly grows enamored with one of them, her name Isabelle. And the next exercise, again an exercise where we stand on one leg, and we bring now the other leg up into a right angle, and the foot is flexed, and the hips are even aligned. So don't be too high with one side, but even aligned. And then we bring the leg out to the side. And just to measure the time, we breathe in and out and bring the leg back into the middle and control down. And we repeat that. So bring the leg up, right angle, foot flexed, even aligned hips. We bring it to the outside and we breathe in and out. And now the same on the other side. We bring the leg up into a right angle, foot is flexed, even aligned hips, and we bring it to the outside. And we breathe in and out, back into the middle and down. And I think we have a second time, so bring it up and to the outside. We breathe in and out back into the middle. Over the course of her journey, he grows increasingly enamored with one of them, her name Isabelle. The Duke of Vallombreuse, so now the main story. The Duke of Vallombreuse desires Isabelle. He orchestrates plots to eliminate Philippe. So, the next exercise is similar to the last one. We bring the leg again up. We have a right angle with the leg, the foot is flexed and even aligned hips. Now it's also important to have a straight back, and we press with one hand against the inside of the knee. In the 17th century in France lives the Baron Philippe de Sigognac, a modest life in a crumbling castle. One day, while out riding, he encounters a group of traveling actors whom he joins on their journey to Paris. And we do now the same with the other leg. Again, the leg up to a right angle, foot is flexed, even aligned hips, straight back, and we press with a hand against the inside of the knee. Over the course of her journey, he grows slowly, increasingly enamored with one of them, her name Isabelle. The Duke of Vallombreuse desires Isabelle. He attempts plots against Philippe's life. Look at this. And we're done with it. The Duke of Vallombreuse desires Isabelle. He orchestrates plots to eliminate Philippe and claim Isabelle. He orchestrates plots to eliminate Philippe and claim Isabelle. A bit more. But the troupe preserves against the attacks from Vallombreuse. The troupe preserves against the attacks from Vallombreuse, including attempts against Philippe's life and against Vallombreus's efforts to kidnap Isabelle. The next exercise. We bring the leg up. It's very similar to the last one. Again into a right angle. The foot is again flexed and the hips even aligned. We are straight up. And now we do it similar, but now the knee presses. So the leg presses now into the hand, to the side, and now into the hand on top. To the side, to the top. Side, to the top. And the knee is doing that movement. So to the side, to the top. To the side, to the top. And try to be straight up. To the side, to the top. Side, to the top. Side, to the top. And now we're going to do the same with the other leg. Again, leg up into a right angle, foot is flexed, hips even aligned, straight up, and the leg presses into the hand to the side and up, side and up. Side, up, side, even aligned hips, straight up. A few more. And hit it. And let's go. And so it happens. The troupe preserves. The troupe preserves against Vallombreus's attacks against them, including attempts against Philippe's life and efforts to kidnap Isabelle. And so it happens, because we prevail, and so it happens that Vallombreuse is defeated. And so it happens that Vallombreuse is defeated. And after the surprising revelation that Isabelle is the daughter of a Prince of Moussy, and after the surprising revelation that Isabelle is the daughter of the Prince of Moussy, now we have the standing leg with the toes pointing to the outside, and the other leg with the heel on the ground, and we lift the leg just with the move from the hips. And we don't do that too much. As soon as it gets too intense, especially for the gluteus medius, we just rest. In the 17th century in France lives Philippe de Sigognac, a modest life in a crumbling castle. One day, while out riding, he encounters a group of traveling actors whom he joins on their journey to Paris. He slowly and increasingly falls in love with one of them, her name Isabelle. The Duke of Vallombreuse desires Isabelle, and he orchestrates various attacks against Philippe's life and orchestrates efforts to kidnap Isabelle. But the troupe prevails, and after the surprising revelation that Isabelle is the daughter of a Prince de Moussy, we have changed the leg. So we've changed the leg and do the same now on the other side. And again, not too much. We don't want to use the Bluetooth meters too much. And then, after a surprising revelation, Isabelle is the daughter of the Prince de Moussy. Philippe and Isabelle marry, and are living happily ever after in the restored castle, leaving behind the trials and tribulations of the past. Now the next exercise. Now we are standing and we bring one hand in front and one hand back to look that we have a neutral position with the spine. So not too much like this or this, just neutral. And we control this with the hands. And when we bring one leg up, the leg is straight with a flex foot. And we look with the hands, but we don't go forward or something like that. Just as far as the leg comes up, to control that we keep standing straight with the spine. If during the exercise the quad cramps, the rectus femoris, bring the leg up, like this, and point the foot. So we bring it just up and we look that we keep standing straight in a neutral position with the pelvis and the spine. And we bring it up and we try to push it higher. And we're done, and now we bring it up to relax the rectus femoris and point the foot and press it up. And we repeat it on the other side. Again, a good standing leg. Look that you have a neutral pelvic position and have a flex foot and bring the leg up. And now at the end, or if we get the cramp, we bring it up, point the foot and stretch up. And now we have a last exercise with one for the hamstring. So we have a good standing leg. The other leg comes up with the flex foot and the leg just goes back and the upper part of the body goes down. And the standing leg tries to be as tall as possible. And we try to go straight down and the standing leg as tall as possible so that the pressure comes right in the middle on the hamstring, on the biceps femoris. Right on the biceps femoris, all the pressure. And we don't do too much. So don't let it get too intense. Do it controlled and concentrated. In 17th century France lives Baron Philippe de Sigognac, a modest life in a crumbling castle. One day, while out riding, he encounters a group of traveling actors. Not with the other leg. Just the same, foot flexed straight down. One day, while out riding, he encounters a group of traveling actors, whom he joins on their journey to Paris. He increasingly falls in love with one of them, traveling actors. Her name, Isabelle. The Duke of Vallombreuse desires Isabelle, and he orchestrates attempts against Philippe's life and tries to kidnap Isabelle. But the troupe prevails, and Vallombreuse is defeated. And we're done with this exercise. We'll just do a last one, so brief it. And the troupe prevails, and Vallombreuse is defeated. And after the surprising revelation that Isabelle is the daughter of Prince de Moussy, Philippe and Isabelle marry. Close the legs and we're done. Philippe and Isabelle marry and are living happily ever after in the rebuilt castle, leaving behind the tribulations and trials of the past. This is the plot of a movie, Captain Fracasse from 1961. These were the exercise. Thank you very much. Until next time.